Up. Hey everybody! I was going to do a warning about this and then I forgot. Anyway, it's Sharon coming to you live from the orchard. I dragged my dad out here because we haven't seen him in a while. He was a little, his knee busted up, but he's back. That's Chris in the background, but we're going to talk about pruning. So it's another pomology lesson with my dad. So hang on, we're going to switch the camera around. And there you go. Say hi to the people.
You thought all us apple growers spend all winter in Florida. No such luck, baby. Right here is what we do all winter. November, December, January, February, March. We have to be done by April because that's when the apples start to let the blossoms start developing, and we've got to get all this brush you see on the ground here comes off the trees. We got to get this all out, all ground up.
There's a shot up the hill there, the brush.
Okay, here's an example of a tree the boys have pruned to see the different cuts they've made. Here's a mistake. They left this thing in here. That should have come out. You see, we tried to separate out of the branches. We try to keep them under control. We're still building this tree. It's almost full size. We try to fill this between the rows, the driveways, and try to fill that up with a tree. Now we're going to go to a much older tree.
And what is the point of pruning?
Well, you'll see right away why we prune. Just look at this tree. It's like a jungle, and Joe has already got this branch in pretty good shape here. He's had to take off all this wood that's on the ground here, and all this stuff that sticks straight up off the branch, called suckers, they've got to be cut off. Chris is up in the top of the tree. He has to thin it out. We're doing all this so that we can, one, get the spray into the tree, two, get the light into the tree so all the apples get enough sunshine so they can get nice and red. And if we don't do this, and we do it every year, you might look at this tree and think, well, this thing hasn't been pruned in 10 years. No, it was pruned last year. And if you don't keep them pruned, pretty soon you're going to have a lot of other problems, which you don't need. So that's why we do it. And it's time consuming. The boys spend most of the winter out here. They worked some terrible days. And this winter they've had a really bunch of nice days. Okay.
That looks like a nice gizmo that Joe has.
Yeah, this is one of our little $500 toys here.
Uh-oh, don't tell people how much it is.
Yeah.
So,
you don't want it.
The other thing I was going to say we should mention is, oh, it's so nice. It's 60 today, and next week it's supposed to be in the teens.
Yeah.
So how do our trees feel about that?
Well,
don't fall over.
If we get a lot of warm weather early in the winter, we're going to have a big jam up in April. Everything will be early, and then we'll have some really cold weather, and we'll lose apples. They'll freeze. The buds will freeze. The blossoms will freeze. All right, here's Joe. This looks like a jungle here, doesn't it? See, we can't get any spray through here. So take most of this upright stuff off, and we'll thin out. Look here, Joe. We have two branches. Obviously, we don't want the biggest one. It's already too big. So we'll take this big one off and go with this. We'll save this. This one will probably cut off next time, and this one will fill in the problem. Okay, well, you need a branch. Okay, Joe. This one's been cut off. That wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
Cut this one off. I'm going to tell Joe how to do this, and obviously he knows how to do it. Look at this monster. What's he doing in here? He's just a big problem. He's not a problem anymore. He's gone. All right, now Joe will take these. These, believe it or not, these things are 1 year old. They got that big in just one season. And in the 5 seasons, they'll be like a jungle.
All right, you got to talk a little louder because he's using that saw.
All right, come on over here, Joe. And we'll give you one more shot of what it takes to get a branch looking right.
And how did you learn how to prune, Daddy?
Well, trial and error, basically. Now, all right, Joe, what are we going to say in here? This tree is probably out too far. The road's right here, and we're probably out too far. So we're probably going to take this big piece off right here and go with the little pieces that are growing under it.
And what kind of tree is this?
This is a Empire tree. See how this baby's got apples, and they'll be able to get a lot of light. All right, Joe, take these suckers off. We only need one of these guys. We need the one with the apple. See, that's an apple.
Yeah.
Take these upright guys off.
And does every variety get pruned the same way?
Well, that's the sad part of the deal. There's 3 or 4 basic type trees, so you gotta, as soon as you pull up to a tree, the guys pull up, first thing they want to know is what variety is this, and then you make your plans based on that, how that tree grows. This is an Empire. It grows a lot like a Macintosh. And then there's other trees that grow a lot like a Delicious. They're more pendant wood, more hanging downward, and this wood going uphill.
And what makes our orchard extra fun is like every variety alternates between 55 varieties, basically.
Yeah, we've had to make a living and change this orchard over. It's changed over 3 times since I started. My father changed it over probably one and a half times. My grandfather planted it, so we never stopped growing new trees. See Chris up here, how he's got his loppers, and he's thinning out these branches so they aren't so thick that the apples thin it out so all the apples get some sunlight.
You gotta make sure the light can go through the branch. So you don't want things growing.
You gotta get the spray through the branch. You gotta get the light through the branch.
And air too, right? Just air movement in general.
It's, now the other things people forget, they ask me after a big heavy snowstorm or something, did the trees break from the snowstorm? Now, we built this structure by pruning it like this, and this is very strong. Stop and think about it. We're going to get a bin of apples off of this. That's 800 pounds of apples. If it wasn't strong, obviously it would collapse.
Yep.
So part of making a tree, pruning a tree, is to build the tree.
Darcy is watching. Do you have any questions, Darcy? Anybody else got a question? We can answer it. So this takes all winter, and usually we don't quite finish. Some years we do, some years we don't, right?
Well,
We push it. We try to finish.
Well, now it helps you're not doing another orchard.
We need some more
Right.
help, and then the government will let the Mexican guys come up, and we could finish it quicker. But they fool around with them; they won't let them come up here right away.
Well, Roberto and
Fausto will be here,
Fausto got delayed.
and they've already playing around keeping Fausto there because of some bureaucratic crap they're running by.
Yes, our H2A guys are coming up. So, any last thoughts on pruning? All the fun stuff we do. So,
Now, up at the top, Chris is going to have to thin that top out. There's way too many apples up there. And that top branch is getting, that big branch, Chris, this one, that's one. See, that's getting out too far. We got to have the tree look like a Christmas tree. It's got to be tapered.
Take it back.
Narrow at the top, wide at the bottom, so that the light can get into the bottom branches. This is
and just think how fun it is to climb on that ladder and pick the top of the tree.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Take
the
that
extra
whole thing
bonus.
off, Chris. Go with it. Yeah, go with the one under it. Go the whole thing off.
All right,
Yeah,
so
the whole arm there. That whole arm. Go back on it. Go back on it. Take the whole thing out. Get your saw out.
all right, so we're pruning until we can't,
Oh, you want to keep this
and then we'll see bloom. Justine says hi, Mr. Soons. Hi, Justine. She's one of our top fans.
Hi, Christine.
Justine.
Justine, if you need a job, we got it right
Yes,
here in these trees.
this is an excellent workout. You will not have to go to the gym anymore if
And
you
you'll
come.
get all the vitamin D you need every day.
Yeah, there you go. So,
Well, I don't know. I have a deficiency of that, actually.
well, you're always covered up. So we'll be, let me switch it back here.
As you can see, in a few minutes there, these guys have made this tree look a whole lot better, and it's going to grow a better bunch of apples than it would if we hadn't gotten here. So we got to. It just takes a long time. There's 3,500 trees in this orchard to do. Figure it out. It takes time.
It takes a long time. All right, everybody.
Okay.
We're going to check out. We'll see you next time.
See you around the limbs.
See you later, neighbor.